Friday the 13th gave me an attack in the theater. I had a serious panic attack watching that film.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Gentlemen, I'm talking to you from LA. I'm actually on another junket, but I did not want to miss this one because it is an honor to speak with you, and I truly, genuinely love this movie. So seriously, thank you for both for taking the time.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to jump
I'm
into this.
pretending I'm coming live from Ulaanbaatar, even though
Wow,
I'm just in that.
and you did that for me, and I appreciate you for doing it.
Okay.
You have both played evil so well in your career. Each of you have given us some of the greatest villains in pop culture history, and I think we can add Creeley to that list. And I'm sort of curious, as an actor, how much playing a villain affects your experience on any given project, whether it's Creeley or Barbossa or the Trinity Killer. In what way, if any, does submerging yourself into that kind of evil affect your experience on set and your relationship with your co-stars, or even, I guess, the relationship with the story itself?
Well, I'm a character man. I love acting. To me, a character actor plays parts that are as different as possible from himself. And so, playing a part like Dave Creeley, it's just exhilarating. It's kind of gleeful. And it's like putting things together. I spent a long, long time with a dialect coach doing my best to become a Kiwi. Uh, I worked with my friend Christopher Lyons in London, who's the great toothmeister, to create Dave
Oh,
Creeley's
yeah.
rotting and crooked teeth. And and here in LA, I worked with a contact lens specialist to give me Creeley's steely, terrifying eyes. And to me, just putting it all together and then going to work with Geoffrey, who's one of the great acting partners I've
Oh,
ever
John.
had, it was just thrilling. It was a gleeful experience. And Geoffrey, you talk about the fun of working with James Ashcroft.
Well, indeed. The Barbosa, I always thought, it was the teeth. He had foul, dirty teeth,
You go
you
for
know, and that was the counterpoint for me because he thinks he's quite grand. I know on the very first costume fitting, Penny Rose had given me that extraordinary hat with a big feather and everything. If I took the hat off, he disappeared. He was just like a little sort of fist head. But the
You're
hat
you're
is
nothing
the
without your
brain, is the bravura, the narcissism, the panache, you know. So that way you get to play, I'm the most important person in the film. And that makes you sort of creepier.
God, I love that. I just geeked out hearing you guys talk so much about that. Mr. Lithgow, I want to talk about your relationship. Mr. Rush was just talking about the relationship with his hat. I want to talk about your relationship with the doll, with Jenny Penn, a physical thing that is very much an extension of Creeley. When a character so relies on a physical thing, how much as an actor do you have to rely on it? Does the doll give you anything as an actor in the way it gives Creeley, or is it just another prop on set?
Oh, it's a fabulous device because it gives Creeley an other self. I mean, it's like a ventriloquist act. And also, you know, Creeley is very devious. He has many layers of pretense. He pretends he's older and more addled and senile than he is. Uh, and he pretends that has a sort of crazy fixation with this doll. He doesn't at all. He's just having an effect. Everything he does is an act to manipulate and terrorize and victimize this other person that he's become fixated on. It was just a great prop. My motto is make friends with your props. And she became my best friend.
I'll never forget the way you terrorized me simply by doing that. The way I will forever remember just a physical act of doing that. I'm going to cut you guys loose on this just because I'm such a big fan of both of your careers. When each of you were starting out in the industry, I feel like, and this film isn't just a horror film, it's a psychological thriller, it's a lot of different things, but the horror genre was at such an amazing place when both of you were starting out. The 70s and the 80s gave us everything from The Exorcist to The Shining, from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre to the slasher films like Halloween and Elm Street. I'm sort of curious, when you were starting out, what was each of your perceptions of the horror genre? Do you remember thinking it was something that you might want to try out or something you might want to steer clear of?
Friday the 13th gave me an attack in the theater. I had a serious panic attack watching that film. But I was more drawn towards Alien. Alien, when it came out, just came out of nowhere. And you went, that creature that can eat its blood, can eat through 3 floors of a spaceship. You're going to have no chance. And the drool. And it was such an elegant and stylish piece of work. You know what I mean? It didn't have a schlock quality to it.
Yeah, and for my part, I just loved horror films that all emanated from the horror of character. To me, the great horror films are things like Rosemary's Baby and Misery, just great acting performances where the terror comes just from exactly how some deranged people behave. I guess the first impact I ever had with horror was with the great Australian filmmaker George Miller when I did the Twilight Zone, Terror at 35,000 feet. That I was not the monster in that one. I was reacting to the monster. I was playing the Geoffrey Rush role in that one. That was the first time I was asked to just scare the hell out of people, and I just loved every minute of it.
Gentlemen, I could talk with you all day. You have no idea how much your work as a movie fan has meant to me. Mr. Lithgow, also, The Trinity Killer is brilliant. And Mr. Rush, as someone who grew up on a VHS copy of House on Haunted Hill, you're like the split between like a John Waters look and a Vincent Price look. I always thought, like, I went on a deep dive learning about both John Waters and Vincent Price because of that performance. So I've learned so much about film and my love of this craft because of both of you. So I begged to get on this junket and be able to speak with you. Thank you for creating an amazing piece of work with this one. And I just want to thank you both for your time.
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks so much, Jay.
I've been interviewing you. That's
I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
Okay.
Thanks, Jake.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.